Today, we are going to be talking about tapping into the power of the heart. So often we think of the heart as an organ that pumps blood through our body, and we don't think of it as anything really more than that. We might think of it metaphorically in that, heartache, heartbreak, because often that's where when we are going through grief, we feel it in our bodies. And so let's get a little bit of a better understanding of why exactly that is and where the emotional connection is. And the mysterious, now not so mysterious power of the heart. Pretty amazing. So here is a new 3D map, which illuminates the little brain within the heart. So it has now been very well mapped out that the heart itself has enough of a neural system that it can actually be considered a brain. It doesn't talk like the head brain does. It communicates through feelings. And what's really interesting about this, because the heart carries so much information, it's now been measured that the heart has a way bigger electromagnetic field than the brain. So it's actually our heart that is meant to be the center of our thinking, which is so interesting. Our heart sends more information to our brain than our brain does to the rest of the body, which is fascinating. Wow. And often what happens is the brain takes over because it's a talker. So it has the ability to chatter and get our consciousness attention because it's talking away. And then we take that as our thoughts being ourself, but it's our thoughts are not us, as we've come to realize. It's our consciousness is the observer and is watching this experience. So we've talked about this before, but we'll hit on it again a little bit, that we are psychosomatic as beings. Psycho meaning mind, somatic meaning body. And the word psyche itself translates to the word soul. So according to dictionary.com, the psyche is the center of thought, feeling, and motivation, consciously and unconsciously, directing the body's reactions to its social and physical environment. As an introduction, we are going to talk about today is mind-heart coherence. So it's having the mind and mind's up here, mind and heart come to become interconnected, and their frequencies are synced. So our brains give off different frequencies. They go into different states of coherence itself. Your mind will go into theta, delta, alpha, beta, those states of consciousness. And each one represents a different way that the brain is operating. So for instance, we go into theta and delta states while we sleep, and then we would go into alpha and beta states when we are in the more waking states. And sometimes, when you're high alert and conscious, all of these, your brain is operating at a different frequency in each one, and different things happen in the brain in each state of mind. And the heart has its own coherence. And so what we're talking about today is bringing them into alignment. I know we all talk about this a lot, is being in alignment with yourself. And this is another tool that helps create that. So the HeartMath Institute has been around for over 3 decades now. They have done deep, deep research into this heart-brain connection. They are pretty much the end-all be-all on the subject. So if you go to their website, you will get so much research, so much evidence as to how heart-brain coherence really helps create stability in a person. So these are done through peer-reviewed scientific studies, and this is the results that they found. 24% improvement in the ability to focus, 30% improvement in sleep, 38% improvement in calmness, 46% drop in anxiety, 48% drop in fatigue, and 56% drop in depression. So that is huge, but especially when we're looking at this anxiety, fatigue, and depression piece, that is such, as we know, an epidemic of our society. So many people are living with chronic anxiety, fatigue, and depression. So this is also going to help someone who is physically ill, help move those neurotransmitters that are stuck in the body. It's going to help them come into a place of stasis so the body can go to work in healing and move the body out of that fight or flight state, calm the nervous system. This is huge. This is really huge information. Creating heart-mind coherence. So now we're going to talk about the how. Now that we know what it is and why we do it, the creating of the heart-mind coherence. And it's actually so simple. That's what's so amazing about it. This is all you have to do and it doesn't take long. You can do it for about 5 minutes and it will help bring you into coherence. So you're going to sit or stand quietly, and then you're going to put your focus introspective, which means we're going within and we're going to put the focus, our energetic focus, on our heart. And now it also helps to touch your heart and keep your legs uncrossed, because this is where attention goes, energy flows. So if you have a hand on your heart, eyes closed, and legs uncrossed, there won't be any pressure points. You will feel your hand touching your heart and your attention will automatically go there.
Okay.
And then what we can do from there. So that's all you have to do to create mind-heart coherence, is just focus in on the heart quietly and let the thoughts pass through and keep bringing the focus back into the heart. And now if we want to take it one step further, after establishing our coherence, it usually takes a few minutes, like 3 to 5 minutes, you can start to ask your heart questions, because like we mentioned earlier, when the heart is its own neural network, it will send information to the brain to be turned into words. So when we go to our heart is different than our brain, because it doesn't operate in the same way. The heart is seeking the truth. The heart is seeking more love, more compassion, more kindness. The heart is directly connected to consciousness. And because of that, you're going to get clearer answers that are connected with your consciousness instead of the programming of the mind with the limiting belief systems. And sometimes the programming of the mind is wonderful. You've programmed it in a way that it gives you great results, and sometimes it doesn't. So when we ask the heart, we know for sure that it's in alignment with ourselves when we receive the answers. So you can ask your heart all kinds of different questions. Some examples would be, what is it you want me to know? And what is it you would like from me? What does the world need from me? How can I achieve this specific goal I'm looking to move towards, etc.? I mean, insert whatever it is you want here. And just sit there with that and let the answers come. You might get an answer, you might not. And typically you do. And usually they're brief and precise answer, and it will feel like the truth. So for instance, I said, my heart, what is it you would like from me? And my heart almost instantly answered, more compassion. And so it was like, oh, and it's just this really cool feeling, because it speaks differently through your mind than your typical thoughts. So you can definitely tell the difference. So this is one way you can take it even one step further and tap into your heart's wisdom. Okay, so say you're going through day-to-day life, which you do, and you are in a position where you're starting to you can feel that you're out of coherence. When you're out of coherence, your brain is racing, your minds don't stop. Often your brain wants to go to distractions, watching TV, or, even, and it's spinning. And so to bring in the coherence in your day-to-day life while you're on the go and moving, you can ask this. It's something that I've been experimenting with for about a month now. And I find it so effective in determining whether you're in alignment with yourself or not. So it's just a quick check-in. Is my mind, body, and consciousness in agreement? How do you know that? You feel good. You feel good in your body, and your mind is calm, and your body is calm. And if the answer is no, that's not what's going on, then you can go in and say, okay, what is the missing piece here? Start being an investigator. What is it that's underlying here that's causing this? And allow it to come into your consciousness, and then you can address it from there. And then this way, when you're going through your life, day-to-day tasks, you have this tool where you can tap back in and see where you're out of alignment with yourself, and do what you can in the moment to bring yourself back into your mind, body, consciousness alignment.